Okay, so you very clearly missed the point of my last video. And this is normally a witch's page, but because I have the followers that I have, and we know that about 12.5% of the American population uses SNAP benefits at one point or another in any given year, and 60% of my followers are in America, it tells me there's a potential 9,000 people who see my videos who use or have used SNAP benefits within the last year. The data also shows that 41% of those people are single parents. So even if we're estimating low, 3,600 people on my page could potentially see this video. And this smug little comment just tells me that you are intentionally misunderstanding how poverty works and how it is tied to food in America, because you see poverty and obesity are absolutely linked together. Healthy food isn't always accessible to people, and you should maybe look up food deserts because they absolutely exist. There's also food insecurity to consider where healthy food perishes. Have you ever bought a bag of apples from Walmart, paid, you wanted Honeycrisp apples, you paid $9, $8 for the bag, and three of them in the whole bag are spoiled, and then that rots the rest of them. That doesn't happen with a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. You have limited resources and a limited budget. Buying a head of lettuce that will spoil in your fridge faster than anything else is kind of a risk. Also, when you're talking about people who are economically challenged, processed foods are more calorie dense. For example, in countries with malnutrition, doctors will often give patients like peanut butter mixed with milk powder and other additives. They don't give them peanuts, raw peanuts. They give them processed sugary peanut butter to try and give them nourishment. As a side note, apparently peanut butter is being forbidden into Gaza or has been. Weird. The malnutrition can look like thin, frail people, but it can also look like overweight, obese people. In the Irish famine, like what I talked about in my last video, people were thin and frail due to lack of calories, whereas today a lot of people are obese and overweight who are in lower income classes because the food is poison. Poverty isn't about just starving people, it's about starving choices. The obesity is on the rise in India and China, for example, and the people who are consuming the now readily available processed and fast food are typically the lower and middle income people. They're the ones getting fatter, and processed, ready, quick food becomes available that people in lower income classes can afford, and so they eat it. The problem is, it is not very nutritional. We're not dealing with malnutrition because of too little food, we're dealing with malnutrition because of shitty food. Invisible costs of eating well also exist. Like, for example, people who have SNAP benefits and go to the store and buy all kinds of fresh produce, first of all, it has to last them. Second of all, they have to have the appliances and the tools and the cutlery and the utensils and the pots and pans and the correct things to prepare them. This also requires the time and the mental bandwidth to be able to do it and the knowledge of, ways of cooking, which people might not have. Your comment is really indicative of this middle class assumption that everybody has the time and the tools and the mental ability to be able to prepare healthy food. It's not impossible to eat well without financial stability, but it's challenging, and it is a privilege of the middle class to assume that everyone can do it. Our system here is absolutely designed to make it difficult. Food corporations spend billions of dollars to create this cheap, easy food that isn't really food. Sorry that you think that eating well is just about choices and willpower. It's actually not. It's about time, it's about access, it's about knowledge. I would counter your comment with USA, the only country where people say that others don't deserve food, that basic human survival should be earned.